Hello everyone and welcome to Recall Gaming and a new series I will be doing on Metal Gear Solid Integral. I hope I'm pronouncing that right and looking at the lettering that looks correct. This playthrough will be on normal difficulty and then this time I'm looking at the alternate round. For those who do not know, Metal Gear Solid 1's Master Collection includes many different various forms of the game, including Metal Gear Solid Integral, which was the Japanese re-release I believe. And one of the more fascinating features of this game is that if you would play it on the second time on New Game after completing it once, you unlock something called the alternate round, which completely changes guard routines. For those that have played this game close to 30 times like myself, this is an unbelievable blessing, and you'll already notice that this first guard routine is off. So the way this walkthrough is going to work is I'm going to guide you through the entire game, splitting it into sections, and the sections will be split by timestamps in the description, where if you need to just get to one section, you're just hopping on to watch, you'll be able to find it that way. And it's going to be very fast editing, no cutscenes, no talking, no codec or anything like that, as you've probably already noticed, we're straight into the game. And this, obviously, post commentary is all done by myself. And I'm going to be trying to get you as many items as I possibly can to give you the smoothest ride through the game. So if you watch this from start to finish, you should be pretty well equipped. Now, the trick with this first guard is to just simply wait for him to walk up there. And I actually think this is actually easier because you can wait by the forklift at the top right of this map without any real interruption. Whereas if you play it on the original game, you kind of have to do some maneuvering because the second guard will come and inspect the forklift on each side. It took me a long time. I don't think until I'd actually driven and used a forklift in real life did I ever realise that that was meant to be a forklift. I certainly didn't as an 8-year-old child. Now, a little bit about Metal Gear Solid 1 because we've got some time where we just wait here and I can sort of properly introduce this walkthrough. Metal Gear Solid 1 is a game I've played about 30 plus times. I've already covered it on the channel once where we tried to do the entire game without dying. I won't spoil how that went, but all I'll say is go check it out. It all featured live commentary from myself. And one thing to note is it was incredibly fun, and I'm hoping to do a lot more Metal Gear Solid stuff on the channel. It's also been a while since I've uploaded. Those of my regular subscribers who are tuning in, who maybe aren't too fussed about Metal Gear but just want to see content, as always, thank you guys so much. I do apologise for the delay, but Yakuza 5 just took way too much time of my life, but it is all done, and the floodgates of videos will open again, starting with this playthrough because it's been on the bucket list for a long time. And I'm probably also going to do some about Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. The last guard, as far as I know, has the exact same routine, actually, I think, as the original game. But so simple, just wait for him and then move on. And then the next section gave me a whole heap of trouble. I died about 5 times, but I'm going to help you get through it and get them pesky chaff grenades. But yeah, I just want to quickly say before I start this, I really wish that this mode is featured in other Metal Gear Solids. Now, increasing the difficulty will change guard routines in the other games, but it's not quite the same. This is a great way of making the game feel so fresh. Like doing this whole section trying to get the chaff grenades was so much fun. But anyway, I'll walk you through it because it's quite technical. So do not stand to your left because that fence is see-through. The guard will see through it, as I discovered on one of my attempts. What you're going to have to do is wait for the guy to go on the helipad, and when he did this, I couldn't believe it because I'd never seen this before. And see the poor eyesight of this poor guard here. How he's been given a job by Liquid, I don't know. When he starts to move, you can wait. You've got a bit of time, so wait for the lights to do a next pass. You're going to head into the left because you can never get them without doing that, and then head straight back for them. Equip the chaff grenades, and then I tap R1 as quick as I can because it makes Snake a little bit quicker. Throw the chaff grenade straight away, otherwise this guard will come back and trap you in here. Now, this is the tricky bit. You've got to go in here, get the stun grenades, and make sure you hide either here or just outside the building because you will get trapped in here and not be able to escape unless you use another chaff grenade, which you can do because if you follow this path, you'll get another one. I don't recommend leaving when I did because that guard spends a lot of time lingering down there, so just let him do his thing. Get the SOCOM, and you've got everything you need to up here, and you can go upstairs. The walkthrough is going to be a lot like that with my commentary because some stuff is technical. I mean, it's pretty simple to follow on screen, but I do like to talk you through it. And when I get an opportunity to, I will talk about tangents in the typical Recall gaming format, but at times I'm going to have to interject like that. Security camera, simple, just get underneath it, move across, and get away. Now, this last guard was a hell lot of trouble. I kind of have set myself a rule in this playthrough to not interrupt with guards, like not knock them out or punch them or kill them. I'm certainly going to adhere to the not killing one because it just makes the game a lot more fun because it's too easy when you get the silent SOCOM to just go down mowing everyone. So I wanted to try and get past every guard like ghost style, as you might want to call it, not being seen at all or anything like that. But I just couldn't find any kind of gap in this guy's routine. And I was watching and studying this for quite some time. Otherwise, I would have adhered to it, but I just couldn't see a way around it. It's not like I can even lure him out and then sneak behind him or anything like that. So I found this the best way. I have noticed that when you get spotted, sometimes the routines change. That does seem kind of new, but I don't want to be getting spotted either. I want these to be clean runs, so and I want this to basically work for the most novice player possible who's just trying to get through the mode just out of pure curiosity. There's no trophies or anything like that, so it's going to be a very niche walkthrough. I'm very aware, but I thought it'd be cool to put one up there. But simply wait for the guard to turn around, hide in here. It's kind of like VR training mission 1 is this. Although you can sneak past that guy, you can't sneak past this guy. But you can see here, he just wasn't giving me an opening. If he walked a little bit further, I could do it. And I was thinking you could maybe, when he looks there, do it. I think it would actually be possible to then sneak behind him because guards don't hear your footsteps in this game. But I think it'd have been just a little bit too difficult. As I say, you probably could have done it. I probably could have slid past him on the wall, but it's such a precise timing. I think it would have been not easy for many people to replicate. And to be fair, it's such a tiny gap, he doesn't leave you much. You probably are going to get spotted there. So what I did is I wait for him to turn around, I flip him by double tapping square and just get in the vent. It's not the cleanest thing, but it's very also minimal risk. The guard isn't going to see you because he's completely behind you. As long as you don't go in at too bad of a right angle where he might see it, you'll be absolutely fine, no alerts. So you're going to get your no alerts, unless mandatory, clean run there. A little edit there because there's a little bit of a cutscene. Managed to skip that. But we get into the tank hangar, which I was totally dreading because the tank hangar is difficult enough, I find, on original. I still have problems with it now. And just one thing to note, I've gone upstairs because you're getting early grab at the thermal goggles. If you go down the downward vent at the bottom of the building, you're not going to be able to get the thermal goggles as early, and you're going to have to can't get my words out. Backtrack up here later on in the game to get them, and you want the thermal goggles as early as you can because they help you claymore mines and lasers and all sorts. And we've got a section with lasers, which it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to mess around with the cigarette, because Big Boss does cigars, not Solid Snake. But simply head down the vent here. I mean, I was half tempted to cut this vent because you're not going to get any trouble from that. But I thought for the cohesion of the walkthrough, it's probably best to stay in. But here, anyway, you go down. You can use a chaff grenade here because there's 3 here on your refill. So bear that in mind. I wanted to try and practice getting used to sneaking past surveillance cameras. And if you're a bit nervous about doing that, I think it's best to try and use this section of the game to get past them because there's 3 that you've got to, and it's only going to improve your skill. But this is the main reason I use the top floor because right there are the thermal goggles, and we're going to need them plenty of times in this game. So grab them, get yourself out, get them equipped because I like to have them ready because thermal goggles are honestly a godsend. In Metal Gear Solid 3, they're downright broken because they also act as thermal imaging as well. They totally ruin 2 of the boss fights in that game. I think the Fear, because his stealth camo is useless, and the End. So, yeah, because the End you can see him a lot more. It's a lot more fun to fight the End using binoculars if you want a proper old-school sniper battle. But sneak past this surveillance camera as well and carry on sneaking as a Solid Snake does. One thing to note when heading down the stairs, even though you can't see the cone of vision, you can see the red dot, so be careful it's not near the stairs when you run down, because you've got time to wait there. So what I do is, this was completely improvised, I just stick to the outer edge of the map and head for the elevator. And once you get to the elevator, hit it twice, because once you hit it twice, it'll arrive instantly, and you don't run the risk of being spotted, because you're straight to B1, get yourself out of there. If you ever feel like you get a guards rushing towards you, hit B1 or B2, and worry about it later, because you can always take a breather, go back up. And that'll get you towards the DARPA chief. And from then on, there's no more sneaking to sort of be done. The next section is just you and Meryl shooting a bunch of guards. And I was half tempted with the walkthrough to take those moments out, because this is on normal difficulty. They're not really going to give you any trouble, and I'm not particularly amazing at them, as you'll see. So just follow my advice best you can, but you've probably got your better own strategies that you can find on the internet anyway, and certainly on YouTube. But I thought, for again, cohesion of walkthrough, probably best to have the boss fights in, and I'm pretty good at some of them. I like to think I'm half decent at Grey Fox, who can be a bit tricky, and I'm pretty good at Metal Gear Rex, I think. So, if you're struggling on them boss fights, I can probably help you through it, and for everything else, I'm pretty average at. Vulcan Raven, I like to pride myself on being pretty decent at that one as well, and I'll show you lots of different ways of doing it. You're going to need the mine detector, though, because you're going to be putting plenty of claymores around. But we're about to come up to the fight with Meryl momentarily, not against Meryl, important to add. But hit the hit circle. Is it circle or triangle? I can't remember. I think it's triangle. But yeah, once you're in the fight, I just mash square. That generally tends to be my strategy, although it didn't typically work there. The auto aim was not helping me there. It wasn't locking onto that guard, and part of me wondered if that was a Japanese version of the game. I mean, it wouldn't be, but I always know that I think it's Resident Evil, the original one on the North American version, something like that. The lock on doesn't work with that, which makes that game a hell of a lot harder. And if you've not been able to tell by my voice already, I'm not from the North American region. I'm from the good old Blighty region, so thankfully no such issue. Plus, I wasn't born before 1996, so I didn't play Resident Evil original when it come out. I have done a few years ago, and it was great though. But this is Metal Gear Solid, and as I say, I like to try and break a few of the guards' necks if possible, but Meryl generally interrupts that by shooting them. Very rude of her. But as we're coming to the end of this video, I just hope that you're all excited for this project. I thought it's somewhat a little bit different. And now that I've finished Yakuza 5, it just gets some videos back on the Recall Gaming. I'm going to have lots of Metal Gear Solid coming up in 2025, I think. And some other familiar series that I think people are really going to enjoy. But for now, hopefully that's got you back on the Recall Gaming hype train. And if you're new and this video came here to help, I hope it did. And I'll see you for the next part. Thank you so much for watching Recall Gaming.